I'm up on these early mornings, I can just chat a bit while I get ready. And one thing that I wanted to share, I know this is random, this is a really random topic, but if you have not watched my video about my channel, you know, kind of pivoting a little bit to be a TJ Maxx of channels, then I suggest you go watch that. If you see something that's not necessarily like self-empowerment or narcissism or cults, like I just I just want to talk about more. I have more things to say. And if I have this channel, like, why not? Why not just put it out there, see what sticks, see if anybody else can resonate? So, anyway, without too much of an intro, because those can be annoying, I want to talk today about why I don't like, well, not why I don't like it, but what I don't like about being light skinned, fair skin, high yellow, red bone. And actually, is the difference like an undertone? Because I just refuse to think that all the guys who go around labeling women as high yellow or red bone are really aware of undertones. But those are just some different words to describe someone fair skin, like myself, someone who is black or brown, but fair, pale, like myself. My summer tan is fading, if not completely gone already. And so, for anyone who's not aware, which I think everyone's aware, but you could just never know. In a lot of POC communities, but I can only really speak to the Black and Hispanic. Uh, Being lighter skinned for a long time has been like the goal. Some cultures even have in the past or still do like try to marry lighter. So that way their children will be lighter and they can kind of like lighten slash brighten the bloodline. Like it's just that serious. And the reason being, it's like being adjacent to whiteness, being more palatable, being more acceptable, and even having less like Afrocentric features and more Eurocentric features. So even like my nose is very round, but it's still kind of like that and like narrow and things like that. Um, so I don't know. When I look in the mirror, I see a black woman. But and I think that's because of how I was raised. Like my maternal grandmother's side, um, like there were slaves, there was a house. Was this like a slave quarters or was it just like a Crow dwelling? But it was very, very tiny. Good morning. It was a very tiny, like shack looking thing, and that was hung up on a picture in the living room. And I wish I had that. I wonder if any of my relatives have that. I wish I had that. So that, and then on my dad's side, he's from the islands. He's from the Dominican Republic. And when I would tell people that, they're always like, "Oh, that's why you're light skinned." No, thanks. Thanks for watching them. And it's like, no, actually, my dad's side of the family is darker. Oh, so slay, fun. My dad's side of the family is actually darker, and they have. I think obviously now that I'm older and I've come out of my bubble, when you're a kid, you you only know what you know. Your family is normal. Like I didn't realize that every family did not eat rice and beans with almost every meal. Like I would go to my more, I guess, not that I'm not American, but like standard American friends' households, and then they would just come out with like meat and veggies, and I'm like, "Where's the starch? Where is the rice? I'm gonna be hungry." Like rice and beans and meat. There's like a zillion combinations you can make of that. But anyway, from a very young age, like my mom would just always tell me the story of how when I was a baby, and I'm the oldest, by the way, when I was a baby, she would set me in my swing and outside on the porch so I would get sun and get darker. And then when my younger sister was born and she has darker skin, mm, she would always just brag about, like, oh, my chocolate baby, oh, my chocolate baby. And so there's just some deep-seated issues there that I've had to work through and still can have to work through. And I always felt like being darker was more desirable. And not to mention, like at school in South Carolina at that time, like because, and this is going to get me into the point of like what I don't like about it. It's almost like fetishized. It's idealized, and because of that, I feel and I had like a lot of hair, a lot of thick hair. I just felt like people automatically that thought I was pretty, or that I thought that I was better than them. And y'all, not that I wasn't, I guess, cute or whatever. I definitely had, as most of us do, an awkward phase, but I had like these big teeth that I felt like were too big for my face, and I hadn't had braces, so they were a little crooked, and people always made sure to tell me that. And I feel like maybe my eyes have been the same size my whole life. They were big. And if you remember, if you were around for the height of the show, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, or the Guinness record, there was this show with people who were just like extraordinary in one way or another. And there was this one woman, and there was an ad and an episode where she could like pop her eyes out of the socket. And for at least 2 years, people were always like, "Can you do that? Can you do that?" So I in no way was walking around thinking that I was the prettiest girl in school, but I feel like because I had long, thick hair and light skin, people just assigned that to me, but whatever. But none of that is the reason that I don't like it. The reason I don't like being light skinned, not to belabor this anymore, is because I don't like when I'm someone's type because I'm light skinned with kind of like looser curled hair. Um and let me tell you why. It's because of what I said earlier, like the fetishizing, the idealizing. To me, it just reeks of colorism. And I have to be careful, or like if I were going to engage with someone, do they like me for me? Do they think I'm pretty just because I'm pretty? Or like, does this fall into a very narrow, specific type that has like kind of yucky undertones and implications? Because I ride for my darker sisters. Like, okay, so you prefer me, they're not your type. Why aren't they your type? What don't you like about them? You don't like how their features look. I like it, just it doesn't feel good. It feels, yeah, it's kind of like, how women are saying a lot these days, don't compliment me by putting down another woman. I don't like that. Like, it's okay if you, obviously, if you think I'm pretty, if you find me attractive, but like, because I'm not darker skinned, so does that mean my sense of humor, my, whatever, like it would go overlooked because I have dark skin or a broader nose? Like, I just don't like that. I don't like feeling, it's another way to feel tokenized, I think. Um, and that just feels really gross and really yucky to me. And I don't like feeling like a societal privilege because of it. It's just ugh. That's the only word I have for it, is ugh. Like, if someone says that they like me and they like me because I'm their type, and their type is like light skin, immediate red flag. Like, it's not the compliment you think it is. Compliment you think it is. Like, let me see. Who are the other women that you're following? Who are you commenting on? Who are you looking at? And I would say, like, who have you dated in the past, but I don't have a huge dating history to show, um, you know, the variety of the type of people that I like or that I'm attracted to. But like, who are you following? Who are you commenting on? Who else do you find attractive, and why? Don't elevate. It just feels real colonial. It feels real slavish. It feels real Jim Crow. It just feels disgusting. And I want no parts. I want no parts. Let's see. I've done this. I've done liner. I've done lip. I've done blush. Bronzer. Always bronzer. I love bronzer. Let's see. Do I have anything else to say on this topic? I don't want to belabor it or go on and on. It's fairly straightforward. I was going to say straight simple, as what happens when you try to talk on the internet too early. I'm not even sure if I completely like this format of live stream, but just trying to get out more, say more things, share more things, put this platform to use. And I want to do a little contour. Sure, I am going to be going live. Will I go live, or will I make a video? I don't know, but I'm planning on posting a video later about Michael Williamson's sermon that he put out called Cops and Robbers because it's a hot mess. But anyway, that's it. That's what I don't like being light skinned. And I think a lot of people do enjoy that privilege. But personally, me, I don't want it. And then I think it's different too, because in my own household, which is interesting because my mom was very light skinned and a lot of her, like her dad's side of the family, very light skinned because he was mixed. I think his dad was black. My maternal grandfather, dad was black, mom was Native American. But if you look at pictures, she looks white. I thought she was white till after she was dead. It's almost like she was Native American. That I feel like this pride is generational because I was having a conversation with my aunt and my great grandmother's sister. She, was told, or she could have passed. She could have easily passed. And if anybody doesn't know what passing is, it's basically when someone had enough, they were light skinned enough, and their features were like Eurocentric enough that they could get away if they were secretive enough and creative enough, they could get away with living life as a white person. And she refused. She refused. And then, like I said, my great grandmother married a black man. So I guess my bloodline is just very pro the people. Someone says you're going too deep into it. Meanwhile, putting up on makeup to please yourself and please other, you are what you are. Embrace that instead of being like, I have a type too. I'm not saying that the type is wrong. I'm saying that when your type is heavily, heavily influenced by societal standards that hate people because their skin is darker, and it's rooted in a global oppressive system that even results in hate crimes and people being pushed into poverty and being owned by other people and treated less than and given less rights and treated as ugly, and has little children when studied saying that the black doll is the bad doll and the white doll is the good doll, that is disgusting and I want no types. And if somebody prefers me because they are influenced in that way and they're not even aware enough to be cognizant of it and work on it, that is disgusting. And I don't want to be around a person like that. And as soon as I can figure out how to block people, I would block someone like you too, because instead of posing a question and asking, you're coming in and antagonizing, and I want no parts of you. So if you are subscribed, you can go ahead and unsubscribe. That is what I am saying. And I put on makeup for myself. I don't care if anybody looks at me. I don't. Is it nice? Always, sure. But actually don't, especially men. Please look away. Please. So I put on makeup because I like to and I want to. But that's enough. You didn't actually even deserve that many words. But okay. Now I'm gonna do kind of like this thing today on either side and pin it back. I'm miserable. I used to be miserable. I'm not anymore. I'm very happy. So I'm gonna go because I don't have much more to say on the topic. I don't like that. So ladies, chime in. Are there any compliments that you get that feel exclusionary and that make you feel like, ooh, I don't want that compliment? Obviously, the obvious when you're being completely objectified, when you are, I feel like, objectified in a consenting way, like that could be fun, that could be fine. But yeah, just inappropriate, out of the blue, unwanted, unwarranted. Um, no bueno. But so you guys know what I'm saying. Something similar to what I've brought up here. You want a good man and children, you're miserable and don't choose that. Oh, Dirty Dan, that's so funny. You don't know me at all. You don't know me or my life. I suggest you go watch some of my videos so you can see that. But anyway, Willow Fair, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go because I have to be out of here soon and get my breakfast together, go work my job that I love, and see the people that I enjoy. And yeah, like I said, I'll be back later. That's my goal. I have a lot to do today, but my goal is to put out a video about my Michael Williamson. So you guys are the best, except for the people who came in here and ticked me off. But I'm sure that's just what you do for fun, is troll. That's what I'm noticing about YouTube. Some of you people just get on and just like to say stuff for fun. So enjoy your day of doing that. That seems miserable.